Did you know that the first jack-o'-lanterns were actually made from turnips, not pumpkins? That's right! The tradition hails from an old Irish myth about a man named Stingy Jack who tricked the devil and was doomed to roam the earth with only a hollowed-out turnip to light his way. To ward off Stingy Jack and other wandering spirits, the Irish began carving scary faces into their own turnips and placing them in windows or near doors. When Irish immigrants came to America, they brought this tradition with them, but finding that pumpkins were much more plentiful and easier to carve than turnips, the jack-o'-lantern as we know it today was born. So the glowing pumpkin face that is now synonymous with Halloween actually started as a humble turnip, a tool to scare off unwanted spirits. So next time you carve a pumpkin, remember its humble turnip beginnings. Halloween, as we know it today, has roots dating back over 2,000 years. It's a time of year steeped in history and tradition, originating from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. This festival wasn't just a random celebration, but a significant moment in the Celtic calendar. It marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the darker half of the year. Now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with ghosts and ghouls? Well, the Celts believed that on the night before the new year, which began on November 1st, the boundaries separating the living from the deceased dissolved. On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghosts of the departed returned to Earth. Imagine it, a night where the veil between our world and the spirit world became so thin that the two could intertwine. It was both a chilling and exciting prospect. It was a time of communion with deceased ancestors, a chance to gain their guidance for the coming winter. This belief in the mingling of the living and the dead was a central feature of Samhain. Beyond this, the Celts also believed that the presence of otherworldly spirits helped their priests or druids to predict the future. In a world without the comforts of modern technology and science, these prophecies were an important source of comfort and direction during the long, dark winter. Over time, as Christianity spread throughout Celtic lands, some of these traditions were incorporated into Christian holidays like All Hallows' Eve, the night before All Saints' Day. So next time you carve a pumpkin or don a spooky costume, remember, you're participating in traditions that stretch back millennia. You're part of a celebration that transcends time, uniting us with our ancestors in the spirit of Samhain. This ancient festival laid the groundwork for the modern Halloween celebration we know and love. While Halloween may be a big deal in the United States, it's celebrated differently around the world. In Mexico, for instance, the Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, is celebrated from October 31st to November 2nd. This vibrant festival is a time to honor and remember loved ones who have passed away. Families create elaborate altars known as ofrendas, adorned with marigolds, sugar skulls, and the favorite foods and drinks of the departed. It's a celebration of life rather than a mourning of death. Let's hop over to Europe. In Ireland, where Halloween is believed to have originated, the holiday is celebrated much like it is in the United States. There are costumes, trick-or-treating, and parties. But there's also an older tradition called the Festival of Samhain, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. Bonfires are lit, and it's believed that this is a time when the veil between our world and the spirit world is thinnest. Now, let's jet to the east. In Japan, the Obon Festival is a 3-day celebration that honors the spirits of ancestors. People clean their ancestors' graves, and the spirits are believed to revisit household altars. It also involves Bon Odori, a traditional dance to welcome the spirits. Though not exactly Halloween, the sentiment of honoring the dead is similar. In China, the Hungry Ghost Festival is observed, where food and water are placed in front of photos of deceased relatives, and bonfires and lanterns are lit to light the paths of the spirits as they travel the earth. And lastly, in the Philippines, Pangangalulua was traditionally practiced, where children would go door to door, often in costumes, singing and asking for prayers for those stuck in purgatory. Though this tradition has waned, many Filipinos visit cemeteries to clean and repaint the tombs of their loved ones, offering flowers, candles, and prayers. Despite the differences, the common theme across all these celebrations is the honoring of the dead. The rituals may vary, the costumes may differ, but in the end, it's about remembering and paying respect to those who have left us, showing that in death, as in life, we are all connected. Scene script. Have you ever wondered why we dress up in costumes for Halloween? It's a question that may have tickled your curiosity at some point, and today, we're going to unravel its rich history. The tradition of wearing costumes, believe it or not, has its roots in ancient Celtic practices. The Celts celebrated a festival called Samhain, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, a time they believed was imbued with supernatural significance. During this festival, they would engage in a practice known as mumming or guising. This involved people dressing up in costumes, often depicting spirits or supernatural entities, and going door to door. But this wasn't your typical trick-or-treating. They would offer songs, dances, or prayers in exchange for food or coins. It was believed that during Samhain, the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest. The costumes were a way to blend in with the spirits who were believed to roam the earth during this time. It was also a way to honor the dead and the gods. The tradition of guising continued into the Christian era, evolving into a practice called souling, where people would go door to door offering prayers for the dead in exchange for soul cakes. As time moved on and cultures blended, these traditions morphed and evolved. When immigrants from Ireland and Scotland brought these customs to North America, it gradually transformed into what we now know as trick-or-treating. Children and adults dress up in all manner of costumes, from the fun and whimsical to the downright terrifying, and go door to door in search of sweets. But at its core, the tradition of wearing costumes on Halloween is a nod to these ancient rituals and beliefs. It's a way to connect with our shared cultural history, to step into another character's shoes, and to celebrate a festival that has been observed for thousands of years. So the next time you don a costume, remember the ancient traditions that started it all. It's no secret that Halloween is a sweet time of year, but how did candy become the treat of choice? Let's take a walk down memory lane. Halloween, as we know it, has its roots in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. During this celebration, it was customary to leave food and drinks outside to pacify wandering spirits. As the tradition evolved, people began to dress up as these spirits and go door to door, performing tricks in exchange for food and drink, a practice known as mumming. Fast forward to the 19th century, as waves of immigrants, particularly the Irish, brought these traditions to the United States. The practice of mumming morphed into what we now know as trick-or-treating. At first, treats were often homemade goodies like cakes, fruits, nuts, and coins. However, as the 20th century rolled in, things began to change. The homemade treats of yesteryear started to give way to store-bought candies. The shift was largely driven by safety concerns. Parents started to worry about the quality and safety of homemade treats, and manufacturers seized the opportunity to market their products as a safer alternative. Then came the sugar rationing during World War II, which halted Halloween celebrations. But post-war, as the economy boomed, candy companies saw a golden opportunity. They began to market their products specifically for Halloween, creating fun, spooky packaging, and promoting their candies as the perfect treats for trick-or-treaters. In the 70s, the candy industry took another leap forward with the introduction of fun-size candies. These smaller, cheaper versions of popular candy bars allowed kids to collect a variety of sweets without breaking their parents' banks, and Halloween candy sales soared. Today, Halloween is the biggest candy-selling holiday in the United States, with millions of children looking forward to their annual sweet haul. From ancient offerings for wandering spirits to mini chocolate bars and colorful wrappers, the tradition of Halloween treats has come a long way. So when you're enjoying your Halloween candy this year, remember its sweet history. Halloween wouldn't be complete without a few spooky myths and legends. Now let's delve into some of the most popular and spine-chilling tales that have become synonymous with this eerie holiday. Firstly, let's unearth the legend of Stingy Jack. This tale originates from Ireland and tells the story of a cunning man named Jack who tricked the devil, not once, but twice. As punishment for his trickery, Jack was condemned to roam the earth for eternity with only a carved-out turnip to light his way. This tale is believed to be the origin of the jack-o'-lantern tradition we know and love today. Moving on, we delve into the murky origins of the term witch. The word witch comes from the Old English wiki, which means wise woman. In ancient times, these wise women were respected members of the community, known for their knowledge of herbs and healing. However, over time, the term witch became associated with dark magic and malevolent spirits. transforming it into the Halloween icon we know today. Lastly, let's debunk the myth of the full moon. Contrary to popular belief, a full moon on Halloween is quite a rare occurrence. Since the lunar cycle is approximately 29.5 days long, having a full moon exactly on October 31st is statistically unlikely. In fact, the last Halloween full moon was in 2020, and the next one won't grace our skies until 2049. So if you're lucky enough to witness a full moon on Halloween, savor the moment. In conclusion, the Halloween we celebrate today is a fascinating mix of ancient traditions, superstitions, and myths that have been passed down through generations. Each legend and myth adds an extra layer of intrigue and spookiness to this beloved holiday. As you can see, Halloween is steeped in myths and legends that add to its spooky charm. From horror movies to thematic parties, Halloween has a significant impact on popular culture. This spooky holiday has seeped its way into various art forms, shaping and influencing our perceptions and experiences. Take a moment to consider the realm of cinema. Halloween has given birth to an entire genre of horror movies, from classics such as Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, to modern-day thrillers like Get Out and A Quiet Place. These films not only entertain us, but also challenge our fears and make us question our realities. These movies have become cultural cornerstones, their iconic characters and chilling storylines becoming a part of our shared cultural consciousness. The influence of Halloween doesn't stop at the silver screen. It has also left a mark on the music industry. Think about the eerie tunes that become radio staples every October. Songs like Thriller by Michael Jackson or Monster Mash by Bobby Pickett are synonymous with Halloween, creating a soundtrack that sets the mood for this spooky season. In literature too, Halloween has inspired countless authors to delve into the realms of the supernatural and the macabre. From Mary Shelley's Frankenstein to Stephen King's It, these stories have not only terrified us but also made us ponder the nature of fear and the unknown. Even in the world of fashion, Halloween has had a significant influence. From the Gothic aesthetics popularized by designers such as Alexander McQueen and Rick Owens, to the playful and spooky costumes we don every October, Halloween has shaped our sartorial choices, making us embrace our darker, more fantastical sides. But the impact of Halloween extends beyond just these areas. It has permeated our everyday lives, influencing our food, our games, and even our language. From pumpkin-spiced lattes to phrases like trick or treat, Halloween's influence is all around us. Halloween's influence is far-reaching, making it more than just a one-night event. It has transcended its origins to become a cultural phenomenon, shaping and influencing our popular culture in countless ways. As we've explored, Halloween is a rich and fascinating holiday, with a history as varied as its celebrations. The roots of this holiday are entwined with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, a time when people believed the barrier between our world and the spirit world was at its thinnest. This tradition, steeped in superstition and mysticism, has evolved over centuries, absorbing influences from various cultures and religions along the way. As we've journeyed across the globe, we've seen the diverse ways Halloween is celebrated, from the bright orange pumpkins of North America to the elaborate sugar skulls of Mexico's Day of the Dead. Each culture adds its unique flavor to this holiday, making it a truly global phenomenon. We've also delved into the significance of costumes and candy, two features that are synonymous with Halloween today. The tradition of dressing up harks back to the fear of wandering spirits during Samhain, while the practice of giving out treats can be traced back to the medieval custom of souling. We then ventured into the realm of Halloween myths and legends, from the chilling tale of the Headless Horseman to the eerie legend of Stingy Jack. These stories, while fantastical, are an integral part of the holiday's charm, adding a dash of mystery and spookiness that's become synonymous with Halloween. Finally, we've observed the profound impact Halloween has had on popular culture. From iconic horror movies to beloved children's books, Halloween has permeated every facet of our entertainment, reflecting our fascination with the macabre and the supernatural. As we wrap up, let's appreciate the complex tapestry that is Halloween. It's more than just a holiday. It's a testament to our collective fascination with the unknown, our love for storytelling, and our capacity for creativity and imagination. No matter how you choose to celebrate, remember the rich history and traditions that make Halloween the unique and beloved holiday it is today.